Welcome back to the Daily Move. Today we have an active rest day for the legs. You're going to need a band, both long and short, and a weight, whether that's dumbbells or a bar, and a step. So we're going to start here with the band up towards our hip bone, and we're going to do a hip flexor stretch. So the leg that does not have the band steps forward. You're going to tuck that pelvis under and slowly lean yourself forward, feeling a nice stretch into the front of the body. You can do this static where you just find a position and hold, or you can do it a little bit more dynamically where you move in and out of that hold. So once you've done that for an entire minute, you're going to switch sides. Remember to tuck that pelvis under before you start leaning forward. I like to use the leg in front, putting that heel into the ground and pulling the floor towards me for me to move forward. Again, you can hold this as a static hold, or you can move in and out of this pose. Slowly make your way out of that. So here we're going to be on our hands and knees for this next one, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing with the pelvis. We're going to do a cat-cow, but we're trying to just do it in the lower back. Just doing an anterior-posterior tilt of the pelvis. So next, what we're gonna do is you're gonna either hold that posterior or anterior tilt and then rock back to your heels. So here's that cat and I'm pulling back, going back to center, performing the cow, holding that rounded back as I drop the heels towards the ground. Sorry, the glute towards the heels. So next up we have 90-90 windshield here. So my hands are behind me supporting me and I'm just tick-tocking my legs back and forth. Having the arms behind you will make it easier. If you want more of a challenge, you can take your hands away from the floor and try to make that transition just by swiveling the hips. So for round 1 here, we have a dead bug press with alternating leg taps and a straight leg glute bridge raise. So you can see here I'm punching that cooler, which a wall would work perfect for this, engaging my abs, bringing my legs up, and I'm kicking out one leg at a time, keeping a nice flat back. You want to do 6 to 8 per leg with the leg taps. So next, your legs are straight out on a bench. You're gonna squeeze the glutes, lifting upwards. You wanna hold for 3 seconds at the top and then slowly come back down. Now we are gonna add some weight to the hips here. So stick those heels into that table. You should feel your hamstrings on this. Hold for a total of 3 seconds at the top, slowly lowering down, but never resting at the bottom. We're going to repeat this for 10 repetitions. So keep finishing up your 10 repetitions here. I'm just letting you know that there's going to be a 30-second rest coming up. You will have to pause this video for that 30-second rest. All right, here's your timer. Hit pause and get ready for round number 2. Okay, second round of the dead bug. We're gonna do the same thing. 6 to 8 alternating leg taps with the dead bug. And then we're gonna go into that straight leg glute bridge raise. Switching over to the straight leg glute bridge with a weight on the hips. Make sure that you squeeze and hold for 3 seconds at the top. Slowly lower down. Don't let the glutes actually hit the ground for a rest. As soon as you feel the floor, I want you to squeeze those glutes coming straight back up. Continue to finish up your 10 repetitions here. We have round 2 coming up. We have goblet squats where you're gonna hold it down for 5 seconds, and then you're gonna repeat that 10 times. And then we also have a reverse hyperextension where you're going to hold that for 5 seconds, repeating it 10 times again, focusing on the glutes, not the back. So we're placing a band here around the feet. And what you wanna focus on is pushing the big toes down, knees out, and you're gonna find that end position and you're gonna hold it for a count of 5 seconds. So you can either have a barbell weight here or a dumbbell like I'm showing. You're holding for 5, really feeling the glutes, pushing the knees out, but at the same time pushing the big toes down towards the floor. So next we're gonna lie on our stomachs on the bench, keeping the band around our feet. You're gonna squeeze your butt cheeks together to allow the legs to lift up and out at the same time. You are going to get a little bit of low back engagement here, but we're really focusing on that glute squeeze. So you're gonna lift the legs up, hold for a count of 5, and lower down. We are going to repeat this for 10 repetitions. Again, really being mindful that we're getting a good glute squeeze here. So once you finish your 10th rep, make sure that you pause the video. You now have a 30-second rest, and we're going to repeat that one more time for a total of 2 sets. So back to those reverse hypers, same thing. Focusing on the glute, holding for 5 seconds. So please continue finishing up your reps here. I'm just letting you know what's up ahead. We are now on to our third round here. And what we're going to be doing is a split squat, so a lunge. And you can either use a barbell or you can use dumbbells for this. And then we're going to follow it up with a handcuff RDL. So we're in a split lunge stance here. We're going to sink down and we're leaning a little bit further over that front leg. You want to take a 3-second pause at the bottom. We're going to perform 8 reps on one leg before switching to the opposite side. It's okay to shake out the legs before switching sides. So for the handcuff RDLs, you can put a dumbbell or you can put the barbell behind your back. And what this is going to do is keep you having a straight line, making sure that the hips don't open up at all. And then you're going to lean forward, standing up. Now you'll notice that I'm stepping on a weight plate, and the reason for that is that I want a little bit of ground clearance to bring that leg through, squeezing the glutes at the top. That is completely optional. You can also just do it flat on the ground. That's definitely more of a personal preference. And we're going for 8 repetitions per leg. Switching sides, we're going to do the same thing here. Now I want you to focus on that bottom leg. What you're really doing is you're kind of kicking the heel on the ground to really engage the hamstrings to pull that leg through to stand up straight again. So keep working here. Once you finish your 8th rep, just a reminder to pause the video. You now have 45 seconds and we're going to repeat those 2 exercises 3 times. Just a reminder again, when you finish your RDLs, make sure to hit the pause button. You have 45 seconds rest, and we have one more round here. Moving on to our last set here. So next we're going to move into a lunge lean walk followed by a staggered deadlift, focusing on the front leg. You're going to need some weights, either a dumbbell or a bar. So you're seeing here that I'm going into a lunge stance. I'll repeat this again, lunge stance here. And then you're going to hinge at the hips, squeeze the glutes to stand back up. So I'm just going to head to the back of the room here so that I can make it a little bit of a runway for myself. So you are traveling with this. So bend the knee, hip hinge, stand up, squeeze the glutes, alternating legs. If you want to make this more challenging, you can also add a suitcase carry to this, meaning that you're only holding a dumbbell on one side. Make sure that the second time you do this, that you switch sides to make sure that yourself is even. Also make sure that there's no obstacles on the floor. You can see that I had to kind of change my technique to get over that bar that's waiting there. And what we're trying to aim for is between 6 to 8 per side. So 12 to 16 steps there. Taking your time, really loading that front leg, squeezing the glutes to stand all the way up. So next we're gonna grab the barbell, or you can keep it with the deadlifts. We're gonna do a staggered stance deadlift. So 1 foot in front, 1 foot in back. We're putting more emphasis onto that front leg. If you do have that bar, you want that bar pretty close to your shin and your thigh as you start hinging backwards. And when you stand up, make sure to squeeze your glutes at the top there. We're doing 8 per side. So keep going, making sure that you finish 8 reps a side. I'm just giving you a heads up that the timer is about to come on up. Pause the video, you have 45 seconds rest. We're gonna repeat the circuit 2 more times for a total of 3. All right, we're back at it with those lean lunge. Make sure to stop the motion as soon as you hit that lunge position and do the rest of the motion through a hip hinge. Loading that front leg, squeezing the glute to stand back up. Again, going between 6 to 8 reps per leg. So next up we have those staggered deadlifts again, aiming for 8 per side. Okay, just giving you a heads up here that the timer is about to come on up. Make sure to pause it. You have another 45 seconds and one more round to go. All right, you know the deal by now. You still have those 4 lean lunges, followed by those deadlifts. So you should just be finishing up your last few reps here in that staggered deadlift. We're on to our last and final round here. We have eggshell box squats, so you're gonna need something as a target to squat on. And then your choice of alternate leg slide out, so you're gonna need something that will slide easily on the ground, and good mornings to squats. So the whole point of the eggshell box squat is that you're not actually resting in the bottom there. You're just literally just tapping it, holding there for the 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, and then standing back up, squeezing the glutes. We're going to repeat this 8 to 10 times. The point of the band around the feet, you want to push your big toes in, but at the same time, push your knees out. You're going to feel this more in the glutes when you perform it this way. And the band is completely optional. Having a target there is going to make you really sit back with the hips. Try not to rush those 3-second holds at the bottom as you start fatiguing. So next is your choice. I'm going to demonstrate the good mornings to squat first. So you can see I'm hinging at the hips first, sending my butt backwards, and then I'm going into a squat standing straight up. This is option number 1. And I'm just demonstrating a few different repetitions here before demonstrating the sliders. Choose one or the other to do. Don't do both. And feel free, if you want to alternate sets, you can do that too. So you don't need that box behind you if you want to get a deeper squat like I'm showing here. Now, if you are doing the good morning squats, you're aiming to 8 to 10 repetitions. So next I'm going to show you what the sliders look like. So you want something that doesn't have a lot of friction on the floor that you're on. And you're in a glute bridge. And what you can do is you can do single leg where you're just pushing one leg out at a time, which I personally find it easier to do. Or you can do both together. Now, my elbows are on the ground right now, but if you want to make it harder, you can cross the hands over the chest, or you can put the hands straight up towards the ceiling. You'll notice having the hands up there will make it a little bit more challenging because now you have to create that balance. Again, you can do the single leg or you can do the double leg. If you're doing the single leg slide outs, you want between 10 to 12 per leg. And if you're doing the double, you're aiming for anywhere for 15 to 20 reps. So your choice on that. We're now into a rest. Pause the video. And now we're into the second round here. So second round, we have the eggshell box squats again with a 3 to 5 second hold at the bottom, repeating 8 to 10 times. Once you finish that, it's your choice of the single alternating legs out or together for the heel slides. And then the good morning to squat would be your second option. Just choose one to do. Just gonna let the music play here so you guys can focus on your workout. So you should be wrapping up one of those two last exercises, either the good morning to squat or the leg slide outs. We're now moving into the cool down. So we're in a lunge position here, hands behind the back. You're going to rotate away from the knee that's in front and then side bend towards the knee that's in front. Feeling a nice stretch on the side that's becoming longer, so the opposite side there. You want to repeat 8 of these repetitions before switching to the other side. So once you finished 8 aside, we need to go back to so this is our last movement of the day. You're going to kneel down with your hands in front of you. And what you're going to do is tuck your chin all the way down towards your chest. And then you're going to look up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to bring your neck into neutral and look as if you want to see the bottom of your shoe. Come back to center and check the other shoe. You're going to repeat this 4 times. So down towards the chin, up towards the ceiling, back to center, and then you're going to check your shoe, check the other shoe, repeat 2 more times. So now we're going to go into a full spinal wave here. So you start in a child's pose and then you round your butt towards the ceiling, going into upward dog. And then you can do whatever you want to do with your neck here. So you can do flexion extension, you can do rotation, you can do side bending, bringing that ear down. You can do full circles, any kind of neck stretch that feels good. After that, you're going to bend one knee, place it down on the floor, and then we're going to do that same side bend action where it's like you're looking at the bottom of that shoe. And then we're going to repeat that to the opposite side. Now I just have 2 repetitions here in today's video, but if you feel like you need to do a few more, go right ahead. This is the last movement of today's workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this style so that I'll continue making videos like this. And if not, give some suggestions on what you'd like to see on the channel. Thank you so much for following this video all the way to the end. I hope that you feel a little bit more mobile and a little bit more free to move. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Have a great day, guys. Bye.